The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. In the year of our Lord 1197, 5 Canaanites were sent to the lands beyond the forest to serve those who ruled Transylvania. With their diplomacy, they were granted a city to rule as they see fit. With their strength, they solidified control and protected their domain from invaders. With their knowledge, they ruled for 2 centuries of relative Canaanite peace. But they cannot stop the prophecies, for the ancient war, all but forgotten, stirs afresh. And those whom you have cursed to save yourself shall break free of their bonds at last. Welcome to the Transylvania Chronicles. Welcome to our Vampire Dark Ages stream. We here at McStabber Studios understand that some of the subjects that come up during this chronicle are problematic by modern standards. Our goal is to handle these kinds of situations in a manner that does not directly or indirectly glorify these kinds of actions. While we understand that we are playing in a world of monsters, that does not mean we must be the monsters ourselves. Please also be aware, none of our cast are experts in history. That means there will be some deviations between the world timeline and the vampiric world. You can go ahead and chalk that up to the Canaanite influence on the mortals around them. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy our story. But it's not like anyone gives a shit about Mummy or plays it or anything, so don't worry about that. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Vampire Dark Ages, Glimpses of History. I am the storyteller tonight, Shanky McStabber.
Hi, everybody. I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Olga of Kiev of Clan La Sombra.
Good evening, I am Beetle Spock, and I will be playing Yves Marchand of Clan Toreador.
I'm Judy Van Esch, and I'm playing Peregrine or Gwen of Clan Assamite.
Hello, I'm playing Snatcher of Clan Nosferatu.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Reverend Sarkhan, and I get to play Agustin de la Cruz, also of Clan La Sombra.
And when we were with this coterie of Canaanites last episode, they had arrived at Prince Otto's party, a gathering of some very prestigious and powerful kindred, not just themselves, but some here that, though this coterie may have political power, are dwarfed by the blood power of some of these individuals here. Gupta, child of Baba Yaga. There's 2 in Kanu, which would put them rather old if they are from the Roman designation of that. You have 2 of the Tremere, which would put them 5th or 6th gen at the most. There's also Count Vladimir Rushtovic, one of the more powerful Zemitsy in Transylvania, along with Razkujina, who also taught Olga Koldunic sorcery. She's there. And of course, Zelios himself wandering the place. And ultimately, Vlad Tepes, Vlad Dracula, is here as well. And the party had gone off, I guess, as well as you could expect, considering who Prince Otto invited. Zemitsy, Tremere, Nkanu, Nosferatu, a Bruja, just to have a token Bruja there. Things were a bit tense. But as we left off this last episode, the doors had crashed in as 5 anarchs busted through the door, hoping to impose their will on everybody. And Gwen has disappeared. Oh my God.
I'm here. I'm here.
So,
sorry.
It's like,
as we're starting up, the door got busted in. And as they come charging through, they've got nasty little hand axes in their hands. And instantly, Ventilla had moves over and is caught by 3 of them right off. The other 2 are actually making a beeline towards the other side of the room, towards where Zelios, Prince Otto, Lucida, Peregrine, and Anatole are. What is the coteries? Let's get your reactions as they're coming in, and then we'll see what everyone else in the room is
From
doing.
behind her cloak, Olga takes out 2 much more appropriate-looking axes and looks to Dracula and says, "If you wish to live, you will come with me." And then she looks to Eves and says, "Please go gather the others. I'm heading to the northwest corner."
I'm on it.
Okay.
And she's immediately going to lead Dracula to the northwest corner.
Okay, so we'll move you partway there.
Okay.
And Eve is heading over to the other side of the room.
Yeah, I think I will go towards Augustine first.
Okay, Augustine first. So I'll adjust you a little bit. There we go. Augustine, what are you doing? You can see Olga moving Dracula, who followed her immediately towards the northwest corner of the room, and you see Eve coming towards you.
I think I'm going to help out as I make my way over to Olga. And I will summon up a cloud of shadows in the epicenter of the 5 anarchs.
Okay, so you're going to put a cloud of shadows in there. They
Yep,
will come to
not-
you in a minute.
Olga
Snatcher.
just moved the somewhat human one out of that range.
That's why.
Yep. Snatcher, what are you doing?
Teamwork.
Well, seeing as this is a 20th base system and not V5, I have to ask, since Potence has no effect on what I want to do, I'll just ask if you would let me, storyteller.
What's
Can I leap over to Olga and Dracula? I have 2 Potence, so I'm not sure I'll get all the way, but
Actually, there is, oddly enough, that is a power. I just don't think it's listed yet. It's a combination discipline. For it.
which means I probably don't have it anyways, which is extra annoying.
But I mean, I don't know if you could leap. It's not like the ballroom ceiling is that high, but I will let you bypass Stanislaus
Fine by me.
and move almost
Like to intercept.
Yeah, over to there. I'll put you. You can see it on the map. Put you
Okay.
close to Olga, but not where she is, but where she's heading.
All right, and Snatcher clearly is aimed basically directly towards Olga and Dracula. Like, it's clear where he's going.
You know where they're heading, so you're going to try to cut that direction. Gwen, what is your plan?
Pulling out 2 swords, Scorpion's touch on the blades, attacking.
Okay, so you'll be doing Scorpion's Touch on the blade, which actually is an ability that takes, you'll have to apply it and everything. So while you're maneuvering there, Count Vladimir and Raz Kajina are moving in to deal with the 3 gate crashers that are jumping on Ventilla. The 2 Tremere in the back of the room, they spread out to either side of the all ice sculpture, but don't step forward any of that. Nova iPad just moves up into the back of the room. The 2 in Kanu don't move. Dominus just has a smile on his face as he watches. Tatiana is completely impassive. You all hear the chuckle from Gupta as she moves forward, quite quicker than her form would suggest. And for Lucida and Anatole, Lucida shoves Anatole back against the wall and moves forward with the blade. Zelios is not a fighter. He's withdrawing from the area, leaving Prince Otto to face 2. As Ariane, she's going to move behind the ice sculpture. She don't want to fight. She's a Toreador. She's a lover.
But she moves closer to me. Gross.
And Stanislaus He gets by the ice sculpture, but he doesn't seem like he's moving to engage these anarchs. So we've got Augustine activating a power. Let's have him activate his first. You're using Obtenebration Nocturne, I think it is.
Yep. I got 4 successes.
Okay.
So that can translate into a 40-foot diameter, I believe.
Up to 40 foot, because you don't have to add.
Yeah.
Well, how many successes did you get? 3?
I got 4.
4. So yeah, you can add 30 foot. You can go from 10 to 40 foot in diameter.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to go, if you go 40 foot, you're going to kill the musicians.
Yeah, no. I think I'm just going to keep it at 20 feet and just
Okay.
make sure that I stay away from the musicians, but I keep all 5 of them in a good amount of darkness before they can get back to us.
Okay, so I'm going to do this real fast. This will be easy. Let's draw a circle.
Ooh, you got a drawing tool?
A little bit bigger than that, right?
Yes.
How's that look?
A little bit bigger than that.
A little bit bigger?
Yeah. And then pushed down towards the door itself.
Like that?
Yeah. So the eaves is out of it.
Okay. There you go. Yes, we have drawing tools we can use when we need to.
Woo, que fancy.
Yep. Now, here's the thing with that darkness there. Yeah, they can't see, but neither can Ventilla, Rustovic, Raskogina, or Otto, unless they have ways to see, through it. So we'll see what happens with them. And now for Gwen, look up Gwen's thing. You're going to do, Scorpion's Touch on your blade?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to roll willpower against difficulty 6. How much blood are you going to spend?
Oh, I've got a nice blood pool, so I'd say at least 5.
Now you can spend up to your generation, so you can spend up to 4.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll spend up to 4.
Yep. Let's see what it says
I
here.
don't know how to roll on this. So how do
actually, it's already set. So all you should have to do is click. Oh no, it doesn't have. What the? Hang on. We'll fix that. Scorpion's Touch should have a rollable.
Okay.
It says willpower, right? So I'll set it to willpower. Difficulty is 6. There we go. There you go. Now all you have to do is click on Scorpion's Touch and it'll let you roll it.
Do I can
Just click
click
the
it.
name. Click the name of it.
It says roll 2 pop out. Do I? Oh, here, roll.
Yep.
Sorry, I have to scroll down apparently.
Yep. Roll 2. It's second level Scorpion's Touch. Your willpower 7.
It's 2 successes.
Yep. There you go. Nice and easy. The successes determine. Let's see. Been a while since we used this. They're poisoned equal to your canine's roll. Okay. So you got 2 successes. So you get 2 hits with it.
That's fine. Because I'll use celerity to get up to them
Looking here to
and
see.
start wailing on them.
Just trying to see what it says it used, how much it does for damage. Haven't used this one before. Let me see, get the full description here. There we go. Rolled stamina. Yep. Okay, so he loses stamina points equal to successes. Okay. 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 So there we go. Now I see what it does. And you're going to move in towards the fight. Now, do you have a way to see in the dark?
Heightened senses is all I've got.
Okay, so you'll end up with a 2-die penalty. We'll put you. Oh, not the drawing circle. Go back to my selections. We'll put you, since you were doing the activating it, you're right at the edge of the circle for this turn.
Okay.
There's a bunch of fighting going on inside the darkness.
Yeah. Somebody dropped darkness and I can't see through it. So yeah.
Right. You hear the noise. It's kind of muffled because the darkness actually muffles the sound that's going in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's clear fighting's going on, darkness or not. Okay, so the next turn, Olga and Vlad are going to continue up to the corner with Snatcher there with her. Eve, what are you doing?
So I can't see anything now. I was going to heighten senses, but if it's too dark, I'm probably just going to go
You
the
can
same
do
way.
heightened senses, but you take a 2-die penalty.
Okay.
If you try to attack into it.
Yeah, I'm not actually. I was trying to invade the mind of one of them, so to make.
No, you won't be
make
able
it-
to use heightened senses to
Right.
do that.
Right. I can't tell where they are now, so I'm gonna go where
We'll fall
Olga
back.
and Snatcher and Vlad.
Okay, Augustine, what is he doing?
I am going to move over to where the group is gathering, and I will summon up my arms using my shadow.
I assume Gwen's going to charge in using heightened senses to get in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Okay. Lysita's charging in with you. When you get close enough to see, you see that Otto has got one of them held in the air by their throat. Not normal for a Ventru, but then again, Snatcher has told you this is not a Ventru. This would be a Nosferatu with potence that is masquerading as a Ventru. So the fact that they're using this kind of strength is not shocking. While they're holding one in the air, the other one, they're using their other arm just to deflect. You can't see what's going on against Ventilla, Razkajina, and Vladimir, because even with heightened senses, you can't see that deep through the gloom that's there.
I can.
You can't.
I have dark sight. Yes, I
You
can.
have that merit. Yep, yours you can see clearly through,
Mhm.
or it's hazy-ish, but not.
Oh, I can see.
Yeah, it's hazy-ish, but you can see.
No, I can see. Read merit.
I know it's just slightly hazy.
It's
That's
really not.
otherwise you wouldn't be able to tell there's even darkness there. You could tell there's darkness there. That's
Yeah, I
the
can tell
haze.
there's darkness, but I can see clearly through.
Yes, I know. It, like I said, it's got a slight haze that it's not affecting vision. It's just how you know there's darkness there. Well, what's happened is Ventilla has lost an arm to the axes of these 3 anarchs. They don't seem to be able to see, but they are hacking in front of them in wild abandon. That's probably how Ventilla lost his arm. But you had pulled back, so you get an action next turn. So Augustine's summoning up some arms. Gwen, you moved in. I will let you do an attack if you wish.
Sure. How do I do this now?
Did I add it to your sheet yet? No, I didn't. Give me 1 second. I'll make it easy for you. You're using a kind of weapon, a sword?
Yeah, because I coated it with Scorpion's
Yep.
touch.
Hang on. Where is it? It's not a great sword. We'll call it a broadsword. There you go. Just click on the name broadsword on your sheet.
I'm assuming it's in the weapon section. Okay, good.
Yep, it's been added to your sheet.
That sucks.
Did you do the 2-die penalty?
I don't. I just clicked the thing. I don't know how to do this.
Okay.
I clicked.
Actually, it's a 2. Re-roll it, but set your difficulty to 8. It's not a 2 die, it's a difficulty penalty. So set your difficulty to 8 and re-roll.
Better roll than I had before. Same damage.
Yep. Same damage. Okay. But you've got
Do you wanna-
Scorpion's touch. So I have
Yes.
to roll for their fortitude. Let me pull up that guy. I'll go. He's not defending. He doesn't get a defense on you. He's just going to try to soak. It's lethal. Okay.
She wants to yell out to Augustine, drop the fucking damn shroud, the damn darkness. Can't fight in it.
Your blade does hit him, and the poison does have an effect on him. But you don't do much damage to him. His undead flesh soaks a lot of it. Now I'll deal with everybody else fighting. Olga, you were going to do something other than moving after you've moved through?
Yeah, I'm going to activate Shadow Play, but I'm also going to say, Augustine, drop your shroud. They can't fucking fight. Because she can see right through what's going on.
And for the viewers, so you understand, I'm not using the full combat rules tonight for rolling initiative for everybody. There's so many people in this scene. If we tried to roll initiative for everybody in the scene, we would be here all fucking night. And probably
Plus
still
an
wouldn't be done.
hour.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going fast and loose with the turn order just to make sure that we can finish this combat. Sometimes you have to do that as storyteller. So, Olga, what are you doing?
I activated Shadow Place because I'm summoning up my fucking little Abyss Imps next turn.
Your little Abyss Imps?
Mhm.
Okay. And there's no roll for Shadow Place. You've just caused...
I used a blood point.
Yep.
And I've drawn shadows closer to me. And it makes me more intimidating, also makes me more stealthy, and I can activate things in shadows now.
You pulled some shadows around you. You pulled some from his big shadow circle.
Mm-hmm.
You pulled a chunk off it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it just like comes to her.
Yeah.
It just dances over the ice sculpture and comes.
Eve can't see anybody. Snatcher, did you have any
No.
powers you're going to use from back here? Or?
Yes. Although he would quick do a just eye contact with Olga to see if she would also want what he's planning, which is to hide everyone that's near him. So
that's
she already
fine. If what she does just breaks it, it just breaks it. Whatever.
No, it shouldn't break it. There
Okay.
might be a spot in the corner that's a bit darker than the rest, but aside from that, I don't think it'll be a problem. Okay, then Snatcher's going to cloak the gathering for
Everybody knows where we are, though, so it's not going to help
Yeah.
much.
yeah, but vanish from mind's eye. If I roll well enough, no one's gonna fucking notice. And I don't need to spend for cloak, so I just need to roll to see if I can vanish well enough to hide everyone. Because I just need dots in stealth to be able to affect enough people. So let me real quick roll my vanish.
So you're aware, even Kindred have their stamina reduced by 2 while inside this shadow area. So, I mean, right now, it doesn't seem like they can see Gwen. So they're going to keep trying to attack where Prince Otto was blindly and not swing at Gwen. But were they able to see Gwen, the 2 stamina penalty might be a problem.
Oh, storyteller, I am so sorry to do this to you, but you may need to streamline this a bit because it says I need to roll against the person that I'm trying to hide from their wits plus alertness. But all the people that Snatcher would care to not have people perceive them would be the Anarchs who currently can't see anything. So is there even a roll needed?
No.
Okay.
Why would you roll against the ones who can't see you?
Entirely fair. Everyone, not only does you all vanish from sight in the corner here, along with Snatcher, but also everyone who didn't roll well enough forgets that we were ever here. Like we suddenly, they're just like, they didn't see us leave, but they did not They do not perceive that we are in this room any longer, more than just visually, like mentally. They can't remember what happened to us. Fun little extra thing of vanish from mind's eye.
Eve, you're standing closest to Celestian. That is the librarian of the Tremere, whose hand comes up and fire erupts, shooting right down through the room from his hand. Unfortunately, it burns away the circle, first of all. If I can get it to let me select it. There it is. Burns away the darkness. The darkness just dies in contact with fire. But it's clear he knew exactly where he was targeting. He must have been able to see through it somehow, because the two anarchs on the edge that were beating Ventilla's body parts to pieces instantly go up in flames. Let's mark them. I'm going to flip them upside down. They're on fire. There we go. Now you can see who's on fire. The coterie's far enough away for about Roshrek. But I have to roll for one of the people here, because he's not.
There's worse frenzies to be in.
Oops.
Yeah, oops is right.
Oops.
I'm sure it's fine.
Ventilla, seeing the flames, runs in terror towards the ice sculpture.
Okay.
Malgorzata, the other Tremere, the one that looks rather stern and hard-faced, says some words, and the gatecrasher that was trying to beat up on Prince Otto, not the one being held, that Junie hit the one that was being held in the air by Otto. All the flesh is ripped completely from that anarch's body. I mean, he's just torn to shreds, leaving a collapsing pile of ash immediately. Don't fuck with 5th gen Tremere, by the way. You hear Gutka's laugh. Apparently she found that amusing. As the other anarch that was chopping Ventilla, something starts to happen around its feet. Its feet are changing. It is losing coherency at its feet. If you couldn't swear any better, they're turning into salt from the feet up. That anarch just lets out this god-awful scream. So you have one being turned to salt, two of them on fire, one being held in the air by Otto that Gwen has hit. What's everybody doing?
Oh, yeah, since all eyes are now on the cacophony of shit going down.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
It's time to break out the little abyss imps. Yep.
Yeah, Vladimir and Razkajina backed up when the two got set on fire.
Yeah.
They don't want to be even close to this shit now.
So it's time to play with some abyss mysticism. Absolutely.
You're waiting for this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
What's Olga breaking? Let's see what Olga's breaking out.
Yeah, she's going to do the Eyes of the Abyss.
Okay.
And she will use this shadow to snuff out the flames.
Okay, hang on. We got to do a couple different things here with that. You got to do a raw strike check. First, you all see, it's funny, a bit of a bare, you need to do a small flame in your bare hand.
Mhm.
Well, you grabbed one of the candles off the wall of this room, snuffed it out. You take 1 aggravated damage.
Yep.
Then you do a raw strike check of difficulty 4, which is a courage roll against target number 4.
No willpower.
No willpower. That's enough.
Got 5 successes.
Yep. It's not a torch. It's just a small piece of fire. So you passed.
Mhm.
Now you do intelligence plus occult difficulty 6. One success. That is enough.
That is enough.
You all see this as the flame is snuffed out. A tiny little shadow creature appears on this candle where her hand was. It starts off very tiny, but it kind of grows a bit. And you've seen this kind of shadow person before. There was one following you in your city. It was back in season 2 of all things, when the Abyss Mystic was sending his shadow ally to watch you. And as it comes up, everybody in the room can hear its little creepy voice. Command me, mistress.
Oh, I want you to enjoy the party tonight. And she sets him down.
Okay, what do you want it to do?
I want it to go run amok.
Okay. Now, you don't have level 2 yet, so you don't have the one that can actually run amok and kill people,
No.
but it can definitely distract people
It
as
can
this little
distract
shadow elemental.
And literally just run amok and have a good old time.
And it can fly 30 yards per turn, so it can cover the whole length of this ballroom in one turn. I guess I need to make an icon for it out there, don't I?
Yeah, you do, because now there's a little imp running around the fucking room.
We'll drag this here.
You can just name it Gremlin.
Amok, amok, amok. Yes.
I will do this. We got Impy.
Wow, he's huge.
Well, I'm fixing him. He's going to be tinier than everybody else. Don't worry.
He's itty bitty. That's my little shadow baby.
There he is. There's Impy.
Okay, now he doesn't need to hold off on the donuts. He's fine now.
Yeah, now he flies across the room.
Okay.
Augustine, what are you doing? Your nocturne is gone by this Tremir's magical fire that burned through it all.
Tremere just don't want to let people have fun. I'm gonna defend Dracula. Like, now that I don't have to drop my nocturne at Olga's request, then the mission is to protect Vlad.
Okay, so you back up some to protect Vlad. Snatcher, your plans?
Basically just stick next to Vlad and also probably whisper in his ear, like, no conspicuous movements so that he doesn't break his obfuscate by accident.
Okay, because he doesn't know what this is.
Yep, Snatcher informs him.
Your plans?
Yeah. After seeing this Tremere just break down this wall of shadow, I'm gonna back up to the rest of my party. And I'll take out my blade, but I'm like in this trained stance that Augustine has trained me over the years, the basics.
Gwen, you're attacking the one that's held in the air by a Nosferatu. So go ahead and give me another roll.
Can I reduce it down to 6 now?
Yep, your difficulty's back to 6.
Perfect.
Nothing blocking you anymore.
A badge.
You might want to use
willpower.
Yeah, use a willpower and roll re-roll 3 dice. So you'll have to roll manually 3 dice. The way to roll 3 dice is go to the top of your character sheet, and you can actually select. There's a roll button on the top right of your character sheet that you can hit, and just roll 3 dice.
In difficulty 6?
Yep.
My
Well,
fucking God.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
even with willpower, it's a
That
botch.
center bottom seat. It's that center bottom seat.
No, this is a
Man.
different program. Don't blame.
No, it's that center bottom seat.
I,
Okay.
you want me to put the shadow back up so you can hit from now on?
Oh, God.
I hate. Oh God, I want my.
Okay,
dice.
so Gwen swings her sword and proceeds to hit Otto in the arm.
Oh, there was no lives lost.
Gwen's selling that Toreador. Bruce.
That sucked. God damn it. Ah.
True, only a Toreador would miss that poorly.
I agree.
Not
Fuck
because they're
off.
clumsy, but entirely just because they're not fighters.
Write a poem about it.
Only after you.
Why is it?
I'll
Hang on a
paint the
sec.
scene so you seem more successful.
It rolled only one die for soak and it shouldn't have. Let me fix that. Why did
We'll
it
just
only...
kill everyone and say that you won, okay?
The hero of the night.
Gwen just goes and stays in a library and doesn't come out. Fuck all y'all. God damn it.
Don't worry, I could easily break into that library to visit you.
Never coming out again. Good
Better
luck
start-
saving your city. I'm just going to stay in a library. No more. I'm gone.
Better start warding that place, because then I'll start getting in just to have the fun of it.
Oh, I have wards. That's not a problem.
There you go. I do it this way. So, wow. Gwen, her sword cuts deep into Otto's arm with a botch, which also causes the poison to flow into Otto. So you've just poisoned Otto.
Oh, well.
I know. Oh, well, Fitz. I mean, fuck him. I can see it. That's just pretty impressive. And now, Otto screams and drops this Anarch. And that's when Lucida comes in with her blade. Let me get her doing here. Hopefully it rolls right. I don't know. We'll find out. There we go. Lucida's blade comes in, bites deep, lops off one of the arms of this gate crasher. The two that are on fire, they continue to burn. The one that is turning to salt continues to get turned to salt. He's up to his waist now. The screaming is slowing down. You don't know if it's because externally is the last place to get turned or not. And Gukta, all you see is Gukta doing her fingers like this, just cackling madly.
I love this salt wife. I fucking love this salt wife.
Hey, yeah, guess who is one of Snatcher's favorite Nosferatu in these nights?
Yes. I fucking love this batshit crazy salt
Always,
wife.
always make friends with a witch.
Yes.
Never make enemies. Always friends.
Malgrazada looks over to Celestian, and you can all hear her mutter, "Really? Fire?" Malgrazada, she's the other Tremere that looks at the librarian. Tremere, just really fire. As she begins chanting, and the one that Lucida just cut suddenly folds in on itself over and over until it's just a mass of stuff on the floor that's turning to ash. The two that are fired, they finish burning, and then there's a new statue made of salt in the room. It's at this point, combat dies down. Everyone's looking around to see what the hell's going on. Suddenly, in the far corner of the room, Dominus suddenly lets out with a ha 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 ha. Is this the best they've got? I guess Hodestat was lying when he said they're a threat to our existence. I guess his Camarilla won't have anything to fear from this lot. Ventilla, who looks rather upset because he's missing an arm, does not join in the laughter, but the two Tremere, as they're backing up and Nova comes up closer to her, it seems at first they're kind of got a half smile before, they kind of chuckle, but you can tell they're doing it to humor this old one in the corner. And Dracula looks over at the group. Gwen's not close enough to hear it, but the rest are. Does this normally happen at your events?
At our events, no. We have proper security.
Indeed.
And it's at this point, Stanislaus, Peregrine, he actually shoves right past you as he storms out the room in a huff. Gukka, she's ignoring everybody in the room to go over to her new salt statue. And you hear Prince Otto call out. His voice is kind of slurred slightly, as if he's got poison coursing through his veins.
Don't know how that happened.
Don't know how that happened.
Complete mystery.
As he orders servants to come in and clean up the mess in his floors and put out that damn fire, which is the burning bodies that are still smoldering. What's the coterie doing? Vladimir and Razkajina, they leave Ventilla behind, who's left kind of the outsider as they come back towards the group. What's everybody else doing?
What's Impy doing?
Impy was, at first was running around on the bodies.
Yeah.
It's still running around playing. It can't move the ashes. It doesn't have a form that can move it.
Yeah.
But you see it. It's acting like it's kind of
Like
skiing
it's rolling around in snow?
Well, yeah, like it's rolling. The ashes aren't responding, but it's playing in the ashes.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
sure it's still enough of a pile for it to hide in them, though.
Yes.
I would like
Every
to see
once in a while, eventually it gets tired of that because not enough people pay attention, and it jumps up on the salt statue,
Mm-hmm. And probably gives a wink to
and acts like it's licking the salt off it.
This imp must be in every scene now.
Gukka is crooning to it.
Oh, excellent. They're going to become best friends. Okay.
She's almost singing. I mean, it's not a language you know of.
No,
You've never heard it.
It's fine.
But she's singing to it.
Mhm.
Probably one from her youth, which is
Mhm.
a long
It's
time
little
ago.
Shadow baby. It's cute. But yeah.
I want to see the reaction on Dracula's face of all this. Or is he still stoic, or is it something?
He's still very
creeping
stoic.
through,
Mhm.
even through all this?
Yes.
Shanklin, I want to check the burning bodies. Are they like dead, or are they torpored?
No, they're dead.
God damn it.
They didn't stop burning until they were gone. Now they're just smoldering pieces.
All right. I'll stand over there, the little bit of a disappointment on my look.
Actually, Olga's going to put two fingers in her mouth and she's going to give a very shrill whistle
Okay.
for Impy
Okay.
to return.
Okay.
He's had his fun. Now he has to do something for her.
It scrambles back over to you.
Mhm.
You notice now, the ones that are remaining, they've broken into little talks. Ariane's over talking to Vladimir Rushkovic. The talk seems to be switched to this room to the Anarch Revolt. Everyone seems to be talking, except Dominus and Tatiana, who are ignoring the whole fucking room now. Still. But everyone's talking about the Anarchs, what should be done, laughing at the threat of what just happened. What are you going to tell Impy to do?
She's going to look down and say, "Did you have fun?"
Yes, mistress.
Good. Now I need you to do something for me.
I serve.
And of course, I want you to go find the tall, dark, and handsome that rushed out of this room and find out what he's doing, and then come back and tell me.
Yes, mistress.
She's sending him after Stanislav,
Okay.
or Slavs, sorry,
And it takes off out the door. I mean, it's fast too.
because he went off in a huff after the anarchs fell.
And
So
that's
we're going to
exactly
find out all we can about him.
when Pat does Silence of Death and walks out, and then does unseen presence, walking right after Stanislav.
And then she's going to head over to Malgazorta.
Okay. So what's everybody else doing?
I'm honestly just glued to Dracula at this point. He's our priority. Everything else is secondary for now. So long as nothing is messing with him, then I don't have to mess with anything.
Yeah, I'll make my way back to the corner. I want to have words with Dracula.
Okay. He's right here with you.
Yep.
We'll come back to Olga. We got Peregrine out there. Eve, Snatcher, and Augustine are all around Dracula.
Yeah.
And
These-
for those who had it, you have to drop the obfuscate. Snatcher can't do it for you.
Dracula starts talking, so he's going to appear.
Mm-hmm. And Olga talked as
Yeah.
well, so.
Actually, no, Snatcher made a
whistled.
comment as well. Yeah, the whistle would have definitely brought attention.
I just like wave it away. Like,
And Dracula speaks to Augustine and Eve and Snatcher. Are these anarchs actually a problem?
It depends on who you are.
Yes.
mhm.
They are not a problem for you. Mortals, I don't think, are their main concern. They are not a problem for example, my childer. They would be a problem for me.
I'll cross my arms as Snatcher's talking, and I'll look dead at Dracula. My lord, you have killed many of our kind, and you have proven yourself a strong warrior. Would you have also have destroyed the 5 interlopers had they come into your court?
Yes. Entering the court like this is a challenge to your authority. If you are going to rule, if you are going to be master of the lands.
This is why you haven't been turned into a vampire, my friend. If you look, there are 5 bodies, 5 remains of interlopers, and yet we don't know why they have come. Should have one been kept around to be questioned or interrogated, then actual answers to your questions might be learned. And I'll look at Snatcher now. It's a little too convenient that there are no witnesses and no survivors to tell us how they started or why your friend Otto had no protection in a very key meeting of people.
As one of the princes of Belgrade, I assure you, I will speak with Prince Otto.
And Vladimir, Count Rustovic, gets a little closer and obviously hears part of this.
Mhm.
I do agree that obviously Prince Otto was lax in their duties as host. As the one who called this gathering, it was on them to ensure the hospitality of the guests was maintained. It was on them to make sure all guests were safe until they had departed.
Correct.
Even a Hungarian Ventru, and he says it loud enough for Nova to hear it, should know this.
Oh, but they don't. They don't. Ventru play at hospitality. They don't understand what it means.
And Dracula looks over, but you know what they came for. If these are the anarchs that have been hounding so many of your kind,
Tell me what they came for then, if you are so wise.
they were coming for your destruction, or at least their
Fascism.
hope to disrupt, to show that they do not care.
What do they gain from this? They must have known how many there will be here, yes? At least more than double theirs. I did not count you for a fool, my lord,
I am not.
but it is present that you have much to learn still.
They accomplished their goal. They disrupted the meeting. Look at now. What is all the talk now on in this room? It is of them.
Disruption is not the goal here.
It was distraction. You can rest they were doing something else.
We will never know now, because there's no one to question. All we have are the
Well.
thoughts that you are proposing, that this was a distraction, and I agree with you. This was, in fact, something that wasn't what it was supposed to be.
And Count Vrshtovic goes, they've been doing this for a while. They throw themselves into hopeless fights. They seem to have the opinion that perhaps if they kill one or two of us over time, they will win ahead anyway. They're fanatics in some ways.
And how many have you held in question, my Lord Rustovic? How many have you staked and interrogated?
Staked? Why would I stake them? I have much better ways to interrogate.
I wish to learn your ways then. Please, enlighten us.
There are other ways to glean the truth.
You know, the one thing that even an anarch can't abide. It's being turned into a personal pet. Once the flesh crafting is broken out, you'll find they become very amenable rather than the alternative. I dare say you normally don't even have to do it. The threat is enough for most.
No, of course. There are 2 cadavers and some ashes if you would like to flesh craft them into some answers.
I could
Yeah.
read there. Can I
I
do?
believe the
would I-
servants are mopping them up right now.
Of course, they are beneath you, yes?
Yes, actually they are.
What was it that you were trying to save? Forgive me.
anyone can leave traces behind. If ones that can glean the truth, if need be, I can. So I'd be breaking our vow on our hosts.
There is
Very
no
good.
vow, my friend. Do what you need to do.
Eve, is it only people or can you read objects as well?
I've done it on both.
Snatcher's going to stride forward towards one of the servants and simply hold out his hand for the axe they've picked up from one of the anarchs.
Oh yeah, there's
And he'll
charred
just
axe,
hold
but they
his
got
hand
one
out.
of them.
Yep, he'll just hold his hand out very calmly, not threatening or anything, but very much a clear give it to me.
Let's see. I want spirits touch this weapon.
Okay. Let's see. For spirits touch,
Perception,
it's
empathy.
perception empathy. All you have to do is click it, of course, because that's already programmed in.
Okay.
Let's see what you
Difficulty.
get. Difficulty is already, well, actually varies. How far back are you looking? It all depends on where you're looking. Actually, it's pretty close. Difficulty's 4 because it's not even an hour old. So difficulty 4 will work.
4.
Yep.
Four successes.
Okay. We'll flash back to you in a minute. We're flashing over to Olga.
Mm-hmm.
Malgazada is standing by Nova Arpad and Celestian. And as you get closer, Malgazada looks you up and down, still has that haughty look on their face. At least you're not a fiend.
No, I am not a Zamit.
That is in your favor.
Oh, I have many things in my favor. Shall we have a word?
Her eyes look to Celestian, and you don't know what transpires on her face, but after looking over towards him, she turns towards you and walks towards the ice sculpture with you.
Excellent. And she's going to make sure their backs are to both Nova Arpad and Celeste.
Well, Celestian actually stands between Nova Arpad and you all.
Mm-hmm. And she will say, one of the things in my favor and in the favor of my associate princes and I is that we are owed by Tremere. Do you know the rebel that we ensured you all receive?
He is still in our custody,
Excellent.
though he wishes he was not.
Excellent. However, we made sure to not spread any words of the discord amongst your ranks.
That is wise of you, because you would be a fool to, having shown you a demonstration of what we can do, to incur our wrath.
Oh, yes, and I made sure not to show any of you a true demonstration of what I can do, which is wiser.
Your clan always was a bit arrogant, wasn't it? But you're still
No,
better
it's
to deal
not.
with than the fiends.
However, all I ask is something that truly is, I like this, it can be a pun, no skin off your back.
You know, it takes a lot courage to attempt to blackmail one of us.
I'm not blackmailing. Not in the slightest. It is a simple favor trade. We have done a favor to the burgeoning clan Tremere. And in return for said favor, we would like a very minor favor, truly.
Were it me, I would tell you to walk into the sun,
And I would tell you to come with me.
but it is not my choice. My lord bids you, through me,
Excellent.
to tell you what is it you wish.
It is good to converse with you again. And she will say, one thing, a month from now in the village where we dropped off your rebel, we will be there to intercept Nova Arpad. Give her to us, and we will claim she has gone to Seoris. Never to be seen again.
And you can see she's obviously hearing something you're not. Yes, my lord. He says, make it a month and a half. We want to wring information out of her before you get her. That is all we wanted from her anyway.
Agreed. A month and a half. We will be at the same inn where we took care of the Templars.
When you approach our lands, you will be met with an escort to make sure you are safe
Of course.
and not.
And we will show due respect in your lands.
I would hate for you to run into any problems from the various patrols. I will make sure the one who escorts you
I am sure
gets the point across.
there will be no problems.
Let it not be said we don't pay our debt.
That would be good press to give you, wouldn't it? I'm sure that that can be arranged.
And you can see her start, her eyes look up towards the ceiling again, and she nods. Nods a few more times. I understand, my lord. And then she looks at you and just bows. And you can tell it's like pulling fucking needles out of her skin to do it.
Mm-hmm. And with that due respect to her, she just nods and then walks back to her group in the corner.
And you come back to a discussion going on about what to do about anarchs.
Oh my goodness, will you stop talking about the damn anarchs?
And Verstovic says, if we eliminate them all, we don't have that problem anymore, do we?
Oh, we lost Junie.
We lost Junie. She is frozen, so I
Yep.
can't go over to her.
She's back.
There, she's back.
Yep.
Good. So I can go over to her in a second.
But look, of course you would say this. Of course you would. The simple fact is, the anarchs are a creation of the elders. If elders hadn't treated their childers like trash, they wouldn't be rebelling. Now would they? But that is neither here nor there. This was obviously a distraction. I would like to know what Prince Otto was doing having such lax security here.
We're only discussing the same.
Prince Otto's way across the room.
Oh, I said it loud enough.
And as you say that, we're going to flash to Gwen. Gwen, you're coming out following Stanislav. He didn't really have a head start on you, so you're able to keep up with him. It's clear, though it was a roundabout kind of convoluted way, he knows the path back out.
I'm going to try and, or what I would like to do is rouse my strength. Being I am Silence of Death and Unseen Passage, I'd like to turn around, pull my stake out, and stake him to drag him right back.
Okay.
He's got information.
And as you moving deeper, he's moving quick, but you do catch up to him.
Yeah, I got celerity.
Right. Silence of Death, celerity. About the time you stake him, that's when you smell smoke.
Fuck.
Fills your nostrils. Now, unfortunately, the labyrinthine way this place is designed, you're going to have trouble making it back to where you came from.
Impy can lead her.
Impy was not told to do that, so Impy will not lead her.
Okay. Well, if he can't complete his directives, he'll come back to Olga. Just follow Impy.
Unless he's lost too. He's not perfect. He knows where you are, but he still has to travel the physical spaces to try to make it back. So he can get lost too. So what I'm going to have you do, give me intelligence, alertness. Difficulty
Sure,
8.
can I arouse my intelligence?
Yes.
Now, how do I do that on this?
All you have to do is spend a blood point and increase your intelligence by 2. Or sorry, spend 2 blood points, increase your intelligence by 2.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I hit alertness.
Yep.
Intelligence bonus points 2.
Yep, you can put bonus 2 right there and set it on difficulty 8. I know it's been a year since we played. It's hard to remember how to use Foundry again because, you know.
I've never rolled on Foundry before. This is the first time I'm doing it. So
Yeah. 2 successes. No. Yeah, difficulty 8, 2 successes. Okay. You're dragging Stanislav behind you as you're going back, hopefully finding your way. As we flash back to the room where everybody is, right now, you all don't know smoke. You don't hear anything. Everything seems to be back to the arguments. When suddenly, Dominus,
I got it. Shit.
may I have your attention, please? At this moment, I should remark to you all that the castle is on fire, and Tatiana and I will take our leave of you. Thank you for a most amusing evening.
Typical.
And then Tatiana and Dominus just fade out of view. And right here, everybody, we're going to go to break. We will see everybody after the break. Please enjoy. Welcome back. Before the break, the Anarch Party Crashers had a very poor time of it. They were outclassed, outmatched, but their goal wasn't to kill anybody in this room. It was to keep people busy. And with the disappearance of Dominus and Tatiana, who said that they're going to depart because there's fire, Prince Otto heard that, runs over to the door, looks out at, and I think he's right. Ventilla, hearing this, panics again and rushes out the door. Gwen, as you're dragging the body with a impy following you, Ventilla's like flies past you. As Gwen comes into the room with
Running into the fire.
as far as he's
Frenzy's
concerned,
a
there's no other
bitch.
exit.
Yeah.
What a smart one that guy is.
Yeah, as far as he's concerned, there's no other exit. He's hoping to beat the flames. Plus, he was already in a fragile state from the fire being shot past him once before tonight. No one was burning up. So you all see Gwen come in, smoke trailing behind her, but it didn't reach her. She's dragging Stanislaus's body.
Got
Zelios,
one.
was there something interesting in this corner?
Yeah, I don't
he
even wait
comes-
for his response. Like I wrap my fist in all three of my arms of Aramin, and I punch the shit out of that wall. Whatever
Where you
wall he was
think
looking at,
Zelios
Yeah.
was looking.
wherever I thought that I saw him like just staring off into space, that's exactly where I punch.
Everyone else except for Prince Otto starts gathering up in your corner, including Nova Arpad, who is casting the evil dagger eyes at the whole group.
Snatcher's grinning back at her.
Gupta comes over, looks at the wall, smiles, waves at you all, and then sinks through the floor.
That is cheating.
All you hear is the cackle as she's going away.
Teach me that sometime.
We could usually use the salt as trade. But no.
No,
Salt
she
is
probably
valuable in this era.
Yes, it
Did,
is.
did she pull the salt statue through the floor
No,
with
she
her?
left it.
She left it.
Okay.
It's a souvenir for Otto, bro.
As you're hitting the walls, Zelios starts, stop it, stop.
I don't
Is
know,
there a
man.
proper way to open this?
Integration 5 and Potence 3, that's it.
Something about these walls is resisting you breaking them.
Man, I hate Zelios more and more every time that I learn something about him.
As he gets close to you, he looks you up and down, and he points at a top of the wall. Put your shadow there. Push it
I
through
do.
the crack. And as you're pushing it through the crack, you feel something pushing against your shadows. And then suddenly there's a click. And the wall slides open.
Huh.
I'm supposed to use a key to open that.
Yes. Sure.
I remember now there was a key. It goes up there.
No, yes, now you remember. Excellent. Everybody, please.
Impy comes flying past where Gwen was and shoots right up to Olga, jumps on your shoulder and says, fire!
Yes, I know, dear.
Little late,
Out of
but he
here.
got there.
Let's get out of here. I see that Gwen has what I sent you for. This is good.
He's right there.
Mm-hmm. He is. Good job. Good job.
He went down the
Gwen's
hall.
just dragging
She
him.
stabbed him. He stopped.
Yeah.
She drug him.
Good. Good. Very good.
Told you exactly
I'll
what he was
grab-
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll grab him by the scruff of his neck and drag him so that Gwen doesn't have to drag him anymore.
Okay. And you all head down into, as you're jumping into the corridor, Prince Otto is running across the room saying, wait for him. The dais full of musicians, they also belt off finally come off the dais and start running towards the rest of the group too. As you step into this open tunnel, the Zelios takes the lead and leads you through. There's a dim light through the whole thing. It's not lit, but it's got a soft glow to it. One that you're used to, I think, from your own Zelios constructed corridors. They have an odd habit of lighting up when people need them to be lit, but not lighting when people don't want them lit. And as you're moving through it, the smoke gets thicker and thicker, but no flames seem to reach this area. Finally, you don't know how long you're in there as you stumble out. You know that dawn is just an hour or two away as you step out on a mountain not far from the castle. And in the distance, this castle, the whole place is engulfed in flames. It's clear the entire place has been gutted and destroyed. I mean, you don't think there's going to be much left other than wreckage when this is done, because though stone doesn't burn, if the fire gets hot enough, the stone does shatter and crack and fall.
As we're witnessing this, Snatcher is going to place a hand on Zelios' shoulder and simply whisper, "It was a magnificent structure," as they both watch it burn.
The castle will fall, but the tunnels will remain. The bones are good. We could rebuild.
Perhaps something you can work on later once things have quieted down.
And as the group is standing there, Vladimir Rushkovic looks to you all. I assume you are relieving me of Vlad Dracula?
Yes, Radu wishes to have a conversation with him.
I tell Radu he knows my feelings on the matter, and I trust he will stick with our deal.
I will tell him.
Thank you. Come, Razkorjina. We are going to get out of here before the sun rises, but I think some members of our clan need to know what happened with Ventilla. She looks over. Yes, he's a bloody coward, and even his sire should be shamed for this one.
Razad, it was good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. Perhaps you should come visit me in Krakow again sometime.
I will try. These nights are treacherous.
And as you all have looking around outside the tunnels, you don't see Malgrazana, Celestian, or Nova Arpad. You know they were with you in there, but as you stepped out into the night, at some point, they weren't there anymore. Lucida looks over. Sister and brothers, friends, we are off. We have to go find shelter before it gets much darker, or much lighter, I should say. Interesting night.
Your form has improved. I'm very proud of you.
I've gotten better. I still have a ways to go, but I'm a match for most already.
Come see us in Belgrade before you leave Transylvania.
As I said, as I told your friend Gwen here, I will come visit as soon as I can.
Understood, little sister.
Come, Anatole. And as they're walking off, you hear him say, well, it was God's will this place should burn. And you can hear her just, yes. And you can hear the patronizing tone in her voice.
I swear it's going to be God's will when I shove my boot up his ass.
And then he would thank God for the opportunity.
He would. He has served his purpose under God's eyes.
Ariana.
You're muted.
Ariana
Yes,
looks
Sergeant.
over to Eve. It was nice seeing you again. Hopefully I will get a chance to see you in the courts of Hungary sometime soon. But I have someone else I wish to go and follow tonight. And she gets a grin, positively predatory leer as she runs after Vladimir Rushtovic.
Huh.
Says, "Can I travel with you for the night?"
Ugh.
I just say au revoir. Bon chance.
Look, she'll try anything. She's got games to play. I don't think she's going to win that particular game.
No, I wasn't wishing luck for her, but
And as you're standing there, it's down to the coterie. Prince Otto is obviously running towards his castle to try to stop it from burning. Zelios retreats back to his tunnels. He has no desire to step out into the night. He doesn't have anywhere to be. That's when, as you're standing there with Vlad Dracula, when you hear the horses coming.
prepare to see the largest horses in your entire life.
Really?
They are impressive. Yes.
I most certainly want some.
And as
I can get you horses, Olga.
Yeah, but not like those.
No, but
Those
we
are
could get
impressive.
As
but
the
we could get a
carriage comes up,
foundation.
you see Tibru with a man sitting beside him. It's a ghoul. Looks like a woodsman. The way he's dressed. He's in forest colors, hood pulled over his head. You all had an interesting night, I can see.
Yes, it's good you came around back. And Olga will get in the carriage.
A standard K-Night celebration, and Snatcher will get in with Olga and Dracula.
Did one of you set it on fire?
No, my friend. If you have any birds that you can send ahead to Lord Radu, please let him know that we are in tow with Lord Dracula.
And we have Stanislav.
What is that body?
Oh, this
My
is
prize.
Bruja. He knows, or might know, some information.
There is a chest in the back. You can stuff him in. I'm sure you can fold him enough to fit.
Of course.
Oh, I
Thank you, sir.
definitely
I will.
want to play origami, Augustine. Let's see how much we can actually fit into
I
it.
don't know what that is, but I will fold him into the box.
My ghoul will drive you. I am going to settle here for the night or for the day. He will drive you and set you up at camp until I can catch up to get you away from here.
There are
Sounds good.
anarchs about Tibaru. Be safe, my friend.
They can't get me out of the ground, and I will make sure that you are also covered.
Thank you.
If the
I'll
wolves begin to howl in your camp, know that enemies are about.
Noted. I'll get in the carriage with everybody.
And he looks over at the driver. Nikolai, drive them. I will catch up.
Poor guy, he's gonna die on the road.
Yeah,
There's
he is.
there's an ominous sense of foreboding around that character
Poor
for some
guy.
reason.
Or Olga's
Yep.
gonna murder him.
Either
What
way,
do you
he's not
do?
long for this world.
And
Not the fifth one I've ever met.
This
With
one.
you guys?
as the group sets off and daylight comes, you all sleep. It's the next night when you all wake as the carriage is stopped quite a ways away. The horses were run all through the day to get away from the burning castle in that area. And you've set up camp for the night while you're waiting on Tibaru. Vlad Dracula, you don't know if he slept all day, but he does not look tired in any way. As he stands near a fire, still looking just as stoic as always.
Olga's not far from the fire. She's doing some embroidery.
Oddly enough, Snatcher is also not far from the fire. He's just sitting cross-legged on the ground and talking to a small collection of the rats that he brought.
Yves is actually just doing a sketch of the castle that from memory.
Are you drawing
we
the
were just
flames
at-
on it too, or without the flames?
I might add that as an additional touch later on, but right now it's in its glory, and but looks upon, sees the fire and looks at Dracula. I dare not go near it, but I have a few questions, Lord Dracula. Do you mind indulging me?
Of course. I have you to thank for not only my protection during the fight, but my escape from that burning conflagration. Please
Yes, that was.
ask your questions. I may have a few of my own as well.
Yes, we didn't have much chance to talk, at least individually, but during the gathering. But I was wondering about a little bit about your history and your time with the Hungarians, and I'm just curious about their way of life and culture.
I can tell you it is much different than Moldavia, Latvia, even than what I saw while prisoner of the Hungarians. There is a lot of different art, but there is a freedom that they have that many others do not. They The arts of pleasure are a lot more openly discussed. But in the same discussions, you will find they will also talk about the art of war. It is an interesting dichotomy.
It
They
is-
treat both arts as equally valid.
I see that, but a war can be the destruction of one culture.
That is normally what happens. They do supplant whatever they take over. Also, unlike these lands, there's a lot more focus on ensuring the education of the nobility. Here, all we are educated in is war. There, mathematics, reading the stars. There's a lot more
It's,
to be said, but it all comes at a price.
do things a little bit differently in Belgrade. I can tell you that, but I was ensuring for the past several decades now, centuries, like time is strange. That's new generations will create an abundance of culture and happiness, trained in the arts and appreciating of their creative talents. And
If you follow the Turks' way of thinking, culturally, you offer nothing. You are not their way. That is why they're so dedicated to taking this land over. It is not just the economic and military power and the seizure of the lands. It is also, in their opinion, they are going to bring culture to a land of barbarians.
well, coming from farther west, I can have that view of seeing how people around here can see as barbarians and brutes, but they are far more than what is described in France, at least in Germany. Yes, you do honor power, but there is I did spot amongst people, there is that latent creative potential that I would love to harness and create a cultural bastion in Transylvania. And it gives someone something to defend fervently.
Do you think it will stop them? You know, when I was prince last time, before I lost it, the Turks would send emissaries demanding their tribute. We paid them at first. Tried to bribe them. I tried to give them feast. I tried to show them the benefits of working together. And yet they came asking for more every time. More tributes, more payments. Nothing we had would satisfy them. Do you know what got them to finally quit sending emissaries?
What did that?
When I nailed the turbans to the top of their emissaries' heads.
Hmm.
It's all they respected. Savagery and brute force. That was something they could understand. The emissaries stopped coming. They did send armies after that. And then I found myself one night in a forest of impaled Turks, eating my dinner, feasting at the dead's feet. It was a message I sent to them. If they wanted to show me brutality, if they wanted to show me a reason to be feared, I would be neither. I would kill their armies, go about my way as if nothing had happened. Here I was eating my food in front of their tortured and killed men.
White, the lasting impression. Seeing their bodies just dangling like that, skewered. But in our conversation, well, your conversations with Olga and Peregrine, that you were focused on the here and now, which is admirable. And I was just curious, have you ever thought of the longer view? What kind of, if war ends, war never ends, but for this sake, if there was to be peace in some form, what would you, how would you lead?
Peace in these lands. These lands have never known peace. I don't think these lands can ever know peace. Blood soaks into the soil, into the bones of the mountain itself. Peace. Peace is a temporary time between bloodshed. But you ask me
I'm
about long-term plans. Well, that leads to a question I have for you. About what it means to be one of you.
What was that? Anything specific?
What does it mean? Do I live forever? Do I have forever to institute my peace?
It gives you a longer chance to try it, to institute it, instead of a shorter mortal life, though your line, as I understand, is a bit longer, but still nothing compares to ageless immortality. And you would begin thinking centuries, decades, centuries put in motion, well, what you can do seems endless.
But what of my line? Do your kind have children? Do you father a dynasty of any kind?
Well,
Snatcher's
not
gonna approach them at this point, probably.
At that,
I
Olga
haven't.
laughs.
Not in the traditional way that you are known for. Yes, we do, as we change others. Sometimes willingly, sometimes unwillingly. But that is view them as what we do call the childer.
I have created a dynasty of the living. And I am working on creating a dynasty of the undead.
So if I do not have a dynasty of the living yet, and I were to become one of you, there will be no dynasty of the living.
Sometimes they don't happen. Sometimes they die off.
And sometimes you can have a child before it happens.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you have no children?
None as of yet. I have a wife, no children.
Well, then get to
Oh.
work.
How old does Dracula look, storyteller? Like age-wise?
He's young at this point.
Probably 20s.
Timeline
Wow.
wise, hang on, let me pull up our timeline because we do have our timeline here.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. His father was 1431. Pulling it up. I got my list here.
Because if he's in his 40s, he should already have.
1430. So he's 42.
Yeah, he's already got children. Sorry.
But he doesn't look 42. He looks 25.
Yeah, but he's already got kids by this point. His children were already born at this point.
That he knows of right now. No.
No,
He's been in prison a while, too.
He had 3 wives. So.
That may be in natural history, but not this one.
Okay, well, they fucked up his history because
Vampire's been fucking everything up.
And already had like 3 sons. His descendants still exist. Yeah, so
Mitru was supposed to have a village, but he don't.
no.
That's true too.
Well, then I
Yeah.
suggest you get to work. If you have a wife and no heirs yet, get to work.
It's not as if it's hard to produce children that way.
And you talk of art. Doesn't being dead take something from it, doesn't it? Heard from an advisor of my father's that being dead dulls many of the senses.
Well,
Makes it
some
less
enhances
important.
others. At least in my line, in my blood, in my clan, we are enamored by beauty, and we gain inspiration. Some gain inspiration by possibly sculpture. I by painting and great landscapes and making maps. The passion is overflowing within us. Sure, some things can be dulled with time, but I don't believe that will ever end. Not for me, at least. I will always seek out new sceneries to paint, new changing roads over the time, over years to map. It's still there, even after centuries. I've always had it.
And yet you are of the same bloodline as Marianne, I think she said her name was, at
Yes.
the party. You know, she tried to
She-
seduce me.
Her fascination is with manipulation and The ideals, what we called courtly love back in France. Going after individuals who cannot be obtained, and it will be a challenge. Have them romantically, but they're in it for the game. It is a game to her. She saw you as a great prize.
How many out there fall for that? It was clear her attempts at seduction and what she had planned for me.
Oh,
Clear I would sooner take a viper to my bed. Or I would take her to my bed only once she was restrained. I would not be.
you are stronger willed than a large majority of mortals.
You
It's
know,
no
it's funny
surprise.
you mentioned that. The Count, Rashtovic, he tried to use something on me. The first time I met him, he tried to sway my opinion by commanding me to come with him. I laughed and told him it's not that easy, and he seemed shocked.
He shouldn't have been. I know exactly why you could do that.
Is it rare for mortals to resist your powers?
Mortals, yes.
Certain mortals, no. It's a grand combination of a very strong mind, indomitable will, and a third, less likely option.
Have you heard of a blood bond?
Oh, yes.
Indeed.
Intimately.
Reshtovic was very hesitant to answer questions about it, but heard from Creature Nova. I overheard her speaking to one of the Maguses that was with her, that in Hungary they attempted to bond me to the blood, and it failed.
Fascinating.
Like I said, you are a prize.
What is this bond? Is it something all your kind can do?
Yes.
Hmm.
For the most part. There might be a few exceptions.
What does it do?
It is a
a way.
connection.
It's a way to command those who are bonded to you.
A slave.
Yes.
Utterly devoted.
A devoted slave.
It oftentimes can present in their mind as love or even infatuation.
Or admiration. Respect.
Respect.
It's a compulsion.
Hard to
Enforced
resist.
by supernatural blood of a vampire.
There is specific circumstance where bonds can be enacted. Oftentimes, if you ingest the blood, I'm sure there are other such methods that I'm unaware of, but the bond only occurs directly. For example, if a mortal were to draw blood, maybe collected in a vessel, and then consume it later, it would not bond them, but it would still enhance them.
To a lesser degree.
He looks back to Eves. Are you bound? Do they have shackles on you? Is it one of them that hold them?
No. No, my creator is not, as far as I know, nearby.
No, we
It's
are
been a-
not bound.
And even if we were, so long as consumption of vitae is not repeated, it does fade.
It does.
For long-lived servants, it is unwise to stop, as it can force time to catch up in rather
Rapidly.
drastic ways.
Oh.
So, what other advantages do you gain from this embrace, as I was called, the kiss?
I
Wow.
believe we can show a basic example rather easily. And Snatcher's just going to take his fang and bite himself to give a very basic example of the regeneration.
Handy in battle.
And far more so once battle has concluded.
Then how come so many that I killed did not repair their injuries? How was I able to kill them?
How
I
did
f-
you kill them? What methods?
Usually I would hack them with my sword till they stopped moving and then put them on a stake for daylight.
That seems rather overwhelming in terms of the damage caused, which often leads to destruction.
If you've staked them, you have made them paralyzed. They are unable to heal themselves in that state. And when the sun rose, they were burned to cinder.
So that is why you put the man in the crate.
Yes. With the stake in his chest, he is paralyzed. He is still aware of what is going on around him, but he can do nothing about it.
Some of them I fought were faster than they should have been. Some of them I fought seemed stronger
Mhm.
than I expected. Some of them, their skin seemed tougher.
Mhm.
But what they seemed to all lack was skill.
They are young and they have been used as fodder by their sires and grandsires.
Wouldn't you train your fodder to use their weapons effectively to make them better fodder?
You've been around the Count. Do you think he trains his people?
I have seen a number of his soldiers that are extremely skilled.
His soldiers,
Yes.
yes. His chowder?
Yes.
I'm not sure that I met any of his children.
Because all of them have gone anarch.
And far more will, as the elders have pushed their decrees upon their childer since time immemorial. They are unskilled because they were not trained for fear that they would
Rise up.
rebel.
Literally,
Very
the
unwell.
anarchs are a threat of the elders' making.
Short-sighted.
Yes.
Very
Indeed.
much so.
If you are a strong ruler, having trained troops does not make it easier for them to kill you.
I personally am of an opinion that I absolutely wish to train my successors.
If you are a strong enough leader, no matter how much they're trained, fear will keep them in line.
Not just fear. Fear will only get you so far.
Fear and respect for the skills.
Respect.
Respect is far more important. I am excellent at commanding fear. That is easy. That is lazy. Command respect. That is much harder.
So do all of you have the same abilities? Do all of you have the ability to command the mind? Are you all faster, stronger, tougher than the rest? Is that a common
All
trait?
of us have the potential to learn any abilities we wish.
the blood can pull in from many sources.
However, based on the clan or family, I guess you could say, that you are embraced into, you are blessed with certain specific gifts that you are more inclined to lean towards and learn easily.
So what does yours give you?
I am a mistress of shadows and of the land beyond death.
Your friend the swordsman, and he points to Augustine.
Just give him a little salute.
Do you have different? Are you the same? Are you different?
We are of the same family.
But we are very different.
We are different. Where he focuses on his prowess in battle, I focus on mine in the political arena.
Your
Sure.
mortal skills inform often what you can be as a Cainite.
I was much less of a warrior, more so I was a queen and general.
Oh, I know of Saint Olga. In my conversion, I have heard of you.
Yes.
And your disfigured friend there? What is your powers?
Did you
Scaring
notice?
children, I'm probably sure you do well. Hell, I know a number of battle-trained soldiers that would probably fear your countenance if they faced off against you.
And I am not truly one of the more frightening ones. No, my appearance is also a side effect of the blood. A curse passed down sire to child.
It runs in his family.
Were you to be embraced through my clan, your body would warp, twist, break, and change, often into something monstrous.
And
We all have drawbacks, such as if you are part of mine and Augustine's family, you cannot see your reflection.
what of your artist friend there?
I can read objects and see its past. I can command a room, make everyone in awe of of me, but we have a fascination with anything that we deem beautiful. We cannot. It will hold our gaze and our minds for a time.
So you are not considered a bloodline of battle.
No, we
Then
are
it would not be
cultural
suited
creatures.
to me. What of your
No.
friend who dresses like one of the Moors, but is not?
She's a woman of many cultures.
She is no Moor, though she dresses like one. What is
Would
her
you-
abilities?
Would you like me to retrieve her? I
If
feel
she
it
would
best
like
that she
to-
answers that.
Discuss that, of course. How might you
Snatcher's
make a
gonna-
decision unless I am informed? I must know these things before I arrive to speak with your friend.
Snatcher will stand and walk specifically past Dracula so he can say this on his way to go get Gwen. And to answer your first question towards me, did you notice how after a certain movement, none in the room paid attention to us in the corner?
They were focused on battle.
That is what I provide. Anonymity, deception, stealth,
Scouts.
spies.
Useful for an army. Not in the ruler itself, but for the court.
Information. That
And
is
there
what they
are-
are skilled at.
And there
You should see-
are more talents among our blood than just one. And he gestures to Olga. She can do more than manipulate shadow. I can do more than hide. It is a gamut, a large spread, much like the untouched cuisine at the party. And then he will, having said his piece, go and get Gwen.
Okay.
But the reason you could willfully defy his command is because you are no mere mortal.
I am son of Vlad Dracul,
Yes,
son of the dragon.
I knew your grandfather. I knew your great-grandfather. I knew his father. I knew them when they were Basarabs.
That name has not been used in our family for quite a while. That name lost its power already. The Draculestes took over.
Yes, you and the Danislavs, you went at it for a while. But it was the nature of the Basarabs to divide and conquer themselves. They can't help themselves, really. It's in their blood.
I know
Because
that
they are revenants.
I know that a number of nobles, Voivode of Transylvania, were supporting the Draculestes and the Dinestes. It was a divided country until I united by crushing
I know.
the Dinestes.
I know. You live up to your forebearers incredibly. You are revenant. Revenants are enhanced mortals. They are born as ghouls, without needing vampires to feed them blood to make them such. There's a breeding program that the Tzimisce have been doing for centuries. I know all about it because I was the mother of one of the families.
So you are telling me these Tzimisce played with my family for generations, and now they're just seeking to make me a tool once again?
Yes. Absolutely. And I'll tell you something about tools. All of us are. To something. To someone. It is when we recognize that we are, and we use that to our advantage, that we become a power.
I have dealt with those who sought to make me a tool since I was 12 years old and sent to the Ottoman court.
Mm-hmm.
You will find most of those are no longer around,
Mm-hmm.
and yet I still stand.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you must be careful. Tools have a way of striking their bearer.
They do.
Probably at that, Snatcher and Gwen will be walking up on the conversation.
Hey, so who wants to know what about what?
And Snatcher will just gesture first at Gwen, and then his hand moves to look at Dracula.
I am inquiring about the differences in the various groups, the bloodlines that could give me the kiss, make me one of you.
Eh?
You appear to be a Moor in dress, but you are not Moorish. Your skin tone is much too pale. Your hair is much too red. And yet,
Oh.
what abilities do you possess that are different from the rest? Are you a
Smells.
group for battle? Are you a fighting bloodline?
I'll answer this in a 3-part answer. It's very easy. You have the warrior, you have the sorcerer, and you have the vizier.
I know of viziers. I've heard of them from the Ottoman court, the advisors,
Yes, they took
Well,
that
which
from
one
the
am I?
Byzantines.
Which one am I? You tell me.
You carry a blade.
Anyone does.
Makes me think warrior, though the way you hit Prince Otto rather than your target unless it was intended to hit the man who did not understand security.
Maybe.
You waded into battle like a warrior, though.
Hey?
You did not hesitate.
No.
You moved in to fight.
Hey?
But you didn't do it like that Ventilla who charged in recklessly.
Ventilla was an idiot.
He
You
paid.
do remember. You remember I
Mhm.
told you about the ghoul fighting pits, did you not?
Yes.
I did this for over several hundred years. I'm almost close to 1,000 at some point soon.
That old.
Oh, yes.
You do not
I was
look it.
impressed. Oh, thank you. I
I'm-
was gold when I was 40, but I was embraced when I was over 594.
As
You
I
were
s-
turned into a ghoul when you were my age.
Aye.
Though I've been told
You were born as such.
I age
I was not part of.
gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
was
is
not
why.
part of your DNA program, your breeding program. I'm homegrown. I was sold to the church when I was 7, actually.
So how old would I live to if I managed to circumvent the fate of my ancestors, who'd always seemed to die in battle or through
Well-
treachery, like when
Snatcher just
Janos
shrugs.
killed him, my father?
The oldest Basarab ghoul that I know of, still to this night, is 350 years old. But they look aged. It is not long for them now.
And to answer your other question about what I do, we're known as assassins for reasons. My blade hit the prince. No, apologies, Snatcher. I didn't tend to completely do it to him, but
He
It
was
was
fine,
poison.
and frankly, I'm a little upset at the moment with him.
well, depending on how long the poison lasts, he was poisoned. You're welcome.
He will receive strongly worded communication.
And I know, shall we say, a little magic.
Anything like what those maguses do? I will say, a fire such as they threw or the ability to flay the skins off one's enemy would be handy in battle.
Aye, and 9. No, I can't do that, but I'm going to tell you this. What they did was stupid. And as my esteemed colleague would always say, idiot men. Because you don't
Idiot
turn
men.
around, you don't throw fire in the middle of battle around all fucking kindred because they're going to turn around and Rorschach.
Oh,
Stupid.
Rorschach. That is a German word, isn't it?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saxons.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
believe
Frenzy.
Some of common vernacular among our kind.
It's what the idiot guy did that ran to the ice thing when he saw the fire.
Yeah, and then he ran straight towards the fire past you as you came in with Stanislavs.
May have never reproduced.
he either burnt to ash or escaped. Either way,
Either
not
way, not our problem.
So the real downside to becoming one of you is, well, I cannot go out in the daylight.
No,
I've been told I will no longer be able to enjoy food.
perhaps.
some can. It's rare.
You won't like fire like you do now.
You will be far more susceptible to flame as well.
Aye.
We catch
But you won't
easily.
have to worry about your garlic allergy.
Aye.
What garlic, Alex? I happen to
Exactly.
like garlic.
Do you
We
really?
all do too.
I used to.
Has it already lessened so much in the line? I imagine you might get maybe 150 years.
I did not enjoy it prior to being in prison. when the guards found out that I did not enjoy garlic, they made sure I had extra.
Mm.
Ah,
By the end of it, I found garlic to be quite tasty.
Look at that. Look at what they did to you. You know, if you decide you do want this existence and you ever want to go after the Arpad adventure in Hungary, I'll join you. Fuck those assholes.
You've given me so much to think about.
and allow me to add to the pile with one of the more important aspects. Yes, Rostrek does lead one to run, but it is not just simple panic. There is something clawing, scraping at your insides, and not your body, your soul.
It is the curse within us.
Many refer to it as the beast, which is not inaccurate.
It is not.
It is your
fear.
instincts. It is not a fool. It is far from foolish.
It just
But it
wishes to
is-
survive.
It is intent on existence.
As you
Some
can
believe
tell
it.
by what I have done, me and that darkness within are rather close.
It is different when it seems more animate within you.
It's like your soul getting ripped to shreds and turned into a vicious animal that doesn't just attack everyone else, it attacks you too. You're a victim about it as well.
It is something to add to my calculations then.
Oh,
do
yeah,
thank
it's
you.
one of the first things.
But if Count Radu tells you you're revenant, act surprised.
Oh, yes, we were not
Yeah.
supposed to tell you.
Yeah, that was.
But you were just asking so many insightful questions, I felt like you needed to know.
And what
looks
Radu
like-
doesn't know won't harm him.
I thank you for your candor, your honesty, and your unwillingness to keep me in the dark. That is something I will remember, and something that I will keep in mind in the future. Consider it the basis to work together, if you shall ever need my assistance.
And we will help you with our armies. We will expect, if you are able, to help us as well. The Ottomans will return to Belgrade.
It is hoped that I can regain my throne so that my people can stand between the Ottomans and the rest.
Exactly.
They trained me, they taught me their ways, and now I can use them against them.
Exactly.
And think,
You've given
and
me
they
a
can
lot
do
to
ways
think
to
of.
do things.
I will think on this. I have decisions to make, do I not?
You do.
Understand.
Go ahead.
Understand, Vlad Dracul. Above all else, many see your potential.
Please, I have half a mind to bring you into my family. But
It would be a poor fit on mine.
and very much more so on mine, but I guess we'll see what you view as art.
but I would not. Because truly, if you do decide to accept embrace, allow Azamitsi to do it, you will be the best of their family, of an age.
You will fit like a glove.
You will be everything that they wish they could have been.
You are
And they
every
will
bit
either
the,
love you for it or hate you for it.
you are every bit the dragon they propose themselves to be.
They bred the perfect dragon. And now they fear you.
Laying an egg, expecting it not to hatch.
Mhm.
I do not envy the road you have ahead of you.
But you will have our aid when you need it.
Thank you. And he actually walks off from you all, and you can tell he's deep in thought. But at the same time, all the talk you've heard of his conversion to Catholicism and that he's a changed man,
No, he's not.
he's not. He still has that raw charisma, but deep inside, he's still a monster. He is what the Ottomans made him, what Transylvania has made him, what Wallachia has made him, Moldavia made him, and even what the Hungarians made.
And what the Zamitsi made of his line.
Them as well. And I'd like to thank my players, you, the viewers. Thank you for coming to see Season 5, Episode 3. They are on their way back to see Prince Radu. The Gatecrashers had for them, actually for everyone involved, an expected end. There were some gross displays of power with flames being thrown around where even the other Tremere thought it was a little bit gauche to throw fire with so many kindred around. And of course, Olga has arranged to have Nova Arpad delivered to this coterie because this coterie does not forget a slight. And though it is over 100 years ago that Nova Arpad insulted you all, actually, it's more like 200 years ago, isn't it?
It is. It's like 200 at this point.
Since she slighted you all.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to wait a little bit, but the find out phase comes. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the viewers. This was a good episode. I think I'm going to give everybody 5 XP for tonight because we had some good role play. There were some serious discussions from everybody with Dracula. And I liked how the coterie pulled together, guarded Dracula, let Gwen get in there, but made sure Dracula was safe. And as soon as the fire came, there was no hesitation. We're getting him out of here. We're leaving. So thank you all. I hope the players enjoyed this. I hope the viewers enjoyed this. Next week, you are going to arrive back at Bistriz, which is actually Tahuna Pass. Even though he calls it Castle Bistriz, this is a fortress up in the mountains, not at Bistriz anymore because he lost his city. But, you know, hey, shit happens. And we get to see where the situation goes from there. Please, everybody, join us on the Discord. The cast of this show comes from the Discord. The cast of all of our shows come from the Discord. So if you join our Discord, you'll see casting calls go up. You might get to play with us in a game. I don't know. I pick my cast. Everybody picks their own cast around here. Mama McStabber and I do not tell people who to pick in their cast, but the casting calls are open to whoever's on the Discord, and then we make decisions. So, and now that Kansas City is over, we might do some Zoom hangouts a little more often. Not sure we're going to do one Friday night yet. We have to wait and see. I might have my ass in the pool, and it might have to be a later Zoom hangout because it might be the first night I can actually get in the pool because it's been raining all fucking week. But the weather says Friday night may not have rain, and it may be warm enough to, to get back in the pool. The pool dropped from 89 degrees back to 81 because of 4 days of rain. And then today it went from 81 all the way back up to 84. So hopefully tomorrow it climbs a little more and we'll get back to, being comfortable to get in the pool because I don't want to freeze my ass off in the pool. But join us on the Discord for that. If you want to catch back episodes, pop over to our YouTube. We got past all the previous seasons of Dark Ages. We've got Mage, Changeling, Chicago Hidden City, which you'll hear about shortly because that's on Saturdays. Our just finished Kansas City stream, our long finished Windy City stream. Changeling, if you like Snatcher down there, he runs Changeling for us. So you can get some good, hang on, I get my fingers to point right there. Get some good Changeling shit down there in the corner. You want to see some Werewolf in the Queen's Gambit? Got that down here. Mage over here. Mama ran some Vampire in that one. So I mean, look, we've been doing this, well, it'll be 6 years come September, and we're hitting 500 videos. We stream a lot, let me tell you, multiple times a week for years. So check that out. If you want to see some D&D or Call of Cthulhu, pop over to our to London Esoteric Society channel. That is where our keeper of arcane lore Tiss, she puts her stuff there because she's been with us since shortly after the start, and that was part of her thing for joining us, was that she would keep her videos on her channel. So that's where you'll find them. It's also easier because before she joined us, she streamed somewhere else, and so she had one place to keep them no matter where she streamed. Made it easier to keep continuity. If you want to see some amazing content creators, some of them are right here. Matter of fact, our hooker, not a stabber, down here, Junie Von Esch. What you got going on? I remember.
Well, I do, and I appreciate that. I do hook very much so, as many people like the baby carrot. I hook on my own channel. I do a lot of crocheting. I do actually, at some point, will be going back to cross stitching, where I will stab. However, I also play games once in a while as I can. You will find me here on Wednesdays until this chronicle goes back dark, and then you'll see me here on Saturdays, and then you'll also see me. You'll see me over on Augustine's channel too, every other Tuesday and Thursday in his roundabout sessions. Thank you.
Speaking of, Ravner Sarkhan, you were just pointed out there. So let's, what you got going on here? Let me move back so both my fingers are on camera.
Ooh, finger guns. Thank you, Shanklin. Everybody, I run TTRPG stuff here on my own channel on Twitch. I have Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, Werewolf of the Wild West, Scion 1st edition, Legend of the Five Rings 4th edition, and 7th C. I have somehow contractually obligated to be on every Wednesday stream, and I was in Kansas City. And we'll see where other streams I pop into, sneak my way into that.
Do you know why you're in every Wednesday stream? Because you're a shankling. Like you're a shankling.
That doesn't work.
Yes, it does.
No.
You are a shankling.
No,
that's what we call the studio people that are stuck to the desk every Wednesday, is a shankling. No. Mama skips a Wednesday once in a while. She's got stream. Oh no, Mama's a shankling too. Look at that.
Every
2 shanklings right here.
So is Maddox.
Oh God, I am
3 shanklings right here.
Look at you.
These are our shanklings right here.
Oh my God, they're multiplying.
Diehards.
That's right.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
No, it's what. Look, I don't have to make fetch happen. Thirst is already stuck above your name in intro reels. So I don't know, but you're shankling. If I'm shankling, okay, that makes you shankling.
Mama's got to go to work tomorrow.
I know.
Yeah, come on.
You are shankling. I'm going to remember that one. And also, if you want to see some other amazing content creators, Mischievous Red. She was Gwen in our Kansas City game with Kansas City ending. She's not in any of our current streams, but don't worry. I'm sure she'll apply to something. Depending on if she comes back for Demon next season, we'll have to see, because Demon's coming up after this chronicle, or this season's done here. If you want to catch out re-rolls, I don't think he's streaming at the moment. He's got a lot of shit going on. So eventually he'll be back to streaming. And of course, DM Daddy RPGs, our other friend, that is where Gin of Thieves, she was Sunday Booth in Kansas City. She was also in Mama's Monster of the Week serial, where she was a lot of fun to watch playing. You can go over and catch her on DM Daddy RPGs. They do like Hunter and Werewolf. I think they finished their Werewolf though, but they got a V20 game coming up. So check all that out. If you want to get you some studio merch, pop over to our merch store. We don't have any Dark Ages merch, not yet. I'm sure we come up with something eventually, but we have a lot of other studio merch. So you should check it out. Make sure you sign in. Some of it is 18 or older and you have to sign in to see it. Otherwise you won't get to see it. If you want to support the players, bits and donations that go to the players, not the studio. It's a way for you to give back to the players of the stream. Only thing Mama and I take out of it is taxes, because, Uncle Sam wants their cut. But other than that, bits and donations that go to the players. And if you want to give to the studio, subscribe on Twitch, gets rid of ads. It's great. But I understand that, Twitch will take half. Some people don't want to give to Twitch. They don't want to spend the monthly money. That's fine too. You can go to a Ko-fi. You can give $1 on Ko-fi. It don't matter. They don't take half of that. Or look, money's tight. You don't want to spend money. Pop to our YouTube, like our videos, comment on the videos, subscribe to the channel, hit notification icons. All that is free for you and helps the channel. drives us up in the search ratings, which means more people find our shows, which means more people watch it. Maybe more people get to share the stories with us. So it's that important. Check all that out. And now I think I can turn it over to Mama for our schedule, which isn't as busy as last week.
Yeah, so, okay, thanks for joining us tonight. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., check out Shanky as he runs Clip Days. Check out Saturday, 8 p.m. as we do Vampire Chicago Hidden City. And then we'll be back here Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern with the next session of Dark Ages. I'm sorry, I have to get to bed soon, so we need to wrap this quick.
Yep. So, and as we always end these streams, everybody, mental health, it's not a joke, it's not a laughing matter. Please take not only your mental health seriously, take the mental health of others seriously. Check in on those around you, make sure they're okay, because a lot of people are not okay. And sometimes it just takes a kind word, a voice to help them out, to bring them out of that darkness in. Just send them a message, say, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Sometimes that's all it takes to help somebody break out of the shell. And if you suffer from mental health issues like many of us do, please take care of your own mental health. It's not a joke. There's a stigma attached to it that shouldn't be there, but please reach out to your support network. And if you don't feel you can, or if you're in crisis, in chat's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be a professional on the other end of the line to help you out. And if you're not in the U.S. or you're in the U.S. and in crisis and not watching this on Twitch right this second, go to findahelpline.com. You can put in whatever country you're in, get the support lines for your country, get the help you need when you need it. Please do that. We take this very seriously. Mental health is health, and we want you to take care of yourself. And now Mama can give her part of the intro at her high rate of speed.
Seriously.
And then we can be done.
Get your shots, fucking take your meds, drink your water, get the sunshine, make sure you wear your sunblock. And fuck the fascists, y'all. Fuck them.
Fuck the GOP.
Fuck the GOP. Fuck the fascists. To hell with all of them. None of y'all need to be here because fuck all y'all. And literally for the rest of us, be safe. Look out for one another. We got to get through this together. Fascism always loses. We just got to get through it together. Okay? For real. Much love to all y'all.
And fuck the Supreme Court.
Whatever. Let's get done.
Yep. So I do thank you all for coming. And we'll see you hopefully for the eclipse phase tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.